Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am bringing you a full tutorial on this holiday glam. I am obsessed with this makeup and honestly my birthday is coming and I'm pretty sure I'm going to rock this makeup look or something really close to this. But yeah, if you want to know how I did this, just keep on watching. By the way guys, I didn't tell you this in the intro, but my phone decided to run out of memory on my first take, so this is actually the second time that I'm filming this, but I'm actually glad because in the first one I did something that didn't allow me to do another thing that I wanted to do, so I guess this is my second chance, so I'm actually feeling kind of lucky. But anyways, the first thing that I'm going to do is my eye makeup because we are playing with glitter today, as you probably have noticed by the thumbnail, so I just rather do my eye makeup first so that I don't mess my complexion once it's done. So the first thing that I'm about to do is the same thing that I always do, is to apply concealer on my skin, just to, you know, create a solid base for my eyeshadows. I'm just using my beauty blender as usual to blend this. So now to set this concealer, I am going to be using this KVD Beauty Lock It Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. As you can see, I didn't apply that much concealer, but it was more than enough to even out my skin tone. So eyes are set, so finally moving on to eyeshadows. The first palette that I'm taking is the palette Sultry from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is what it looks like on the inside, and the first eyeshadow that I'm taking is this one called Tweak, and I am using a 228 blending brush from Zoeva to blend it pretty much all over my crease. I'm trying not to take it until my inner corner. I don't want that darkness to be in there. Ooh, I love this eyeshadow. But anyways, the first take of this video gave me such trust issues that I think that this time I will be checking if my phone is recording like every 10 minutes. Because when I noticed that it wasn't recording anymore, I was way too many steps ahead. I'm also starting to pack this eyeshadow in the outer part of my lid. So the next eyeshadow that I'm taking is this one called Dystopian, which is a really dark and cold brown. I am going to start by packing some of this eyeshadow in the outer part of my lid. I don't want this look to be super dark, but yes, I do want some more depth. Don't worry, because we are going to blend it afterwards. Okay, so now picking some of the eyeshadow. I always say this, but it's better to work little by little than all of a sudden have a bunch of eyeshadow. So I am using the M506, which by the way I completely forgot to say, I'm sorry. I love this brush because it's a blending brush, but it's so tiny, so it blends really well, but it blends with the precision that sometimes we need. Now as usual, I'm just spending some time blending. Now I'm going in with this Morphe brush, which is either the Y16 or Y19. I'm sorry, but the number is kind of faded, and without any extra pigments on this brush, I am just using it to help blend a little bit more. This kind of makes it a little bit faster. Okay, so now I am taking Twig again and using this Y something from Morphe. I am just applying and blending just a little bit of this eyeshadow where the darker one finishes. I just try to stick to this area right here, just to make sure that when the darker eyeshadow finishes, there's not such a harsh transition. And something that really helps is just to do circular motions. I'm actually going to switch to the other brush, the M506 from Morphe, and I'm going to do this like this with this brush just because I'm doing circular motions, so this is better for that. Now using the M210 from Morphe, which is this flat brush, I am taking the lightest eyeshadow in this palette, which is called Fresh, and I am going to pack it all over the first half of my lid just to bring some light in there again. I am just applying this because I am going to apply glitter next and I want just a brighter base for the glitter. So to blend any edges, I am using the brush 52 from Kiku, and I am just trying to blend any edges that might be in here. I am taking Twig and I am applying it where the darker eyeshadow, the Dystopian one, meets the lightest. I am just doing these tapping motions because as I do this, I apply the eyeshadow and this blends the eyeshadow itself. Before we move on to the glitter, I am taking Teak, which is this dark brown shimmer, and I am applying it right where the lightest eyeshadow finishes. And the reason being is just because this will help me create a softer transition in between the glitter and the matte eyeshadows. So now we are moving to the most exciting part in my opinion. I am taking this glitter. This is also by Musa. I seriously love their glitters, and this one is in the shade Babies. And first I am going to apply it with my finger, and the reason being is that I want this to look a little bit more sparse, and for that, instead of dragging my finger, I am kind of tapping so that the glitter gets stuck to my lid. Oh, this shade is beautiful. Okay, my finger is not really working for me because of my nail, so I am taking this brush, which is the Morphe M562, which is this really tiny blending brush, and I am doing this, like I am just tapping so that the glitter gets in the top of the bristles. This will make sure that I am able to apply the glitter as sparse as I have imagined. This will probably take me a while. Guys, I have never tried this glitter before, and I am so in love with this shade. Damn. It is so pretty. Oh god. Now I'm just taking the Musa makeup brush, the same brand as the glitter, and using the tinier tip, I am applying it in my inner corner. In this area, I don't mind if it's more intense, because you know, it's the inner corner is where I want to have the most light. So the shimmer that I've applied to help with the transition is way too similar to the matte eyeshadows in terms of color. So I am taking this one, which is called Rose Quartz, and using the same brush as I did before, the M213. I am just applying this just to help with the transition. Yes, this is a little bit more similar to the glitter, but darker. So that is it for the glitter. Now moving on to the next step, I am taking the 77 eyeliner from Inglot, and I am just doing a basic eyeliner. And the good news is that if you're not an expert doing eyeliner, you don't have to be that precise because we are going to smoke it out. So yeah, I'm doing sort of a longer wing just because I want this to be a little bit more dramatic. Okay, so one side is done. So, you know, I just take one moment to breathe again before I move on to the other side. Because guys, it's already a challenge to do one side, but to make both sides match, that's just a Christmas miracle. Okay, so now that the liner is complete, I am taking a black eyeshadow. This is the shade Noir from the Sultry palette, and I am going to start smoking out this liner. I'm just pressing the black eyeshadow on top of the liner, and then I am pressing it a little bit above it. And slowly and step by step, I am building a smoky eyeliner. I always find tapping motions to be the best to do this. And by the way, I am not blending it until the inner corner. I am blending it until like halfway. Otherwise, it will just get super thick and it won't look as good. So guys, I am back. I am really happy because if you have seen my Instagram stories, you know that I was invited by Musa to do a takeover on their stories to share this amazing tutorial with you guys on a gorgeous smoky eye using one of their glitters. And oh god, I'm so nervous. I am actually still shaking. But anyways, let's just try to, you know, continue filming this tutorial. So now that my eyeliner is completely smoked out, let's move on to lashes. The ones that I'm applying are the same old ones, the Ardell Wispies. I am not gonna lie, I think that this is not gonna be easy because I am shaking so much to be applying false lashes. This requires, you know, some calm and some precision, and I'm already messing it up. Oh god. Anyways, I'm going to do this off camera just because I feel like this is not interesting at all to see, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I am back. I took a few deep breaths, it didn't work, so oh well. Let's just continue with this makeup tutorial. So lashes are on, and now I'm going to curl my lashes together. This is a NYX curler. As you probably know by now, I love doing this step just to make sure that the lashes blend well together. Okay, now for mascara, I am taking the Better Than Sex waterproof mascara, which is this one. And I am applying the slightest layer of mascara possible just because I'm not trying to add a lot of density or length to my lashes. I'm just trying to merge them together. I'm not applying in the lower lash line yet because first I'm going to do my complexion and then I'll do my lower lash line and in the end apply mascara. Okay, so now I'm just going off camera to clean my face because I have some glitter and some eyeshadow, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I did all of my skincare, and now before moving on to primer, I am going to show you a product that I love using, and I use it mostly whenever I'm trying to achieve a dewy finish. but overall I love to use it even without any makeup on. And it's the MAC Strobe Cream, and this is in the shade Pink Light. I love to apply it in the areas that I want to highlight because this will kind of intensify your skin radiance. I love using this, as I told you, even without makeup. Like, your skin looks so healthy and so glowy. It's just amazing. I am not going to apply this on my nose because that's a really oily area for me. Just a little bit on my chin. Can you see how much more radiant my skin looks? And it doesn't look like highlighter. It just looks like my skin is actually really glowy. I love it. So now I'm just letting it set for a while, maybe 1 minute, you know, because this is a moisturizer. So I'm just giving my skin some time to absorb it. And the primer that I'm going to be using today, I don't know if I've used this before in my videos, but it's from Hourglass and it's the Veil Mineral Primer. One thing that I also really love about this primer is that it has some sort of a blur effect, and it also helps me boosting my skin radiance. And after applying it, right after, I don't even have to wait for it to set. Like, my skin feels like velvet. Now, as usual, I'm just pressing the primer against my skin because I need to feel those pores, and this just really helps setting the primer. Okay, so now I am going to start by color correcting my dark circles, as I always do, using the Naked Skin color correcting fluid in the shade Peach. I love this product. It's amazing. It covers up my dark circles. To blend it, as usual, I am just using my beauty blender. Okay, so now moving on to foundation. I am sorry, I know that I always use the same one, but it's, to be honest, the only one that I have. And it's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation. The brush that I'm using to apply it, it's the 104, which is the buffer brush, and it's from Zoeva. One thing that is really annoying me about this foundation is that I cannot see how much I have left. The packaging doesn't allow me to see it, and I am kind of stressed out. Like, am I running out of foundation? Because it seems like I just thought that this foundation had one of those see-through packages, and apparently not. I feel like once I start doing my complexion, it's like the whole thing comes together and the eye makeup just gets this huge boost. But anyways, now I'm using my beauty blender to apply foundation on my nose, just because I don't want to move the primer around, especially in this area in which I have really large pores. I want to make sure that every product that I apply sets really well in the pores so that they look like they're not there. And I love going over my full complexion with my beauty blender. Okay, so now I am applying my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which is this one, in the areas that I want to highlight. I completely forgot to show you this before I started applying because, you know, my mind was lost thinking about what just happened. To blend it, I am again using my beauty blender. So now, using this Real Techniques brush, this is their sculpting brush, the number 401. I am applying some of this Tantour from Huda Beauty. This is their contour and bronzer cream, and it's in the shade Light. This is what it looks like on the inside. I am just taking a small amount, and something that I've told you before and that I always do is just to do this in the back of my hand, just to make sure that the product is evenly distributed across the bristles. And then, yes, I move on and I apply it on my face. I just do these tapping motions because this is a really dense brush. So if I do this, I will move everything around. And with this product, like, I'm going to warn you, like, this goes a little bit darker than what you would imagine. So a little goes a long way. So I would highly recommend to you to build the intensity a little by little, because if you apply too much, it's going to be really hard to blend or to get rid of all of that intensity. I also like to apply it in my jawline just to slim my face a little bit, and, you know, just overall to bring back some natural shadows. And something that I love doing is to do this. This will help me shape my chin a little bit. As usual, I am also applying this in the perimeter of my forehead. Okay, so now it's time to move on to powders. I am going to start by setting my complexion, and to do so, I am using this KVD Beauty setting powder. And to apply it, I am using this Primark brush. This is the 116, and it's their tapered blush brush. I love to apply powder with this brush because it's super large, super fluffy. I'm just pretty much setting my whole complexion using this powder. Now I'm going to bake my under eye area, and for that I am using a beauty blender to apply a larger amount of powder. I also like to bake a little bit in the top of my chin and obviously in the bridge of my nose. Okay, so now for the few minutes that this is baking, I am taking this MAC bronzing powder. I don't know the shade of it, but as you can see, it has been really well loved. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And using my Japanese brush, I am going to apply it pretty much on top of that creamy bronzer that I've applied before, just to set it and to, you know, continue bronzing my face a little bit. Damn guys, I feel like my complexion is looking kind of bomb. Okay, so now it's finally time to dust off this powder. And to do that, I am just using the same Primark brush. So since the eyes are super shiny, I'm going to opt for a matte blush. And the one that I'm taking is this one from DIOR. This is what it looks like. It's just meant to give me some color, but nothing too crazy. I like to smile and apply it, especially in the apples of my cheeks. This is a really subtle color. Okay, so now before we move on to anything else, I'm going to quickly apply some setting spray, and the one that I'm using is the All Nighter from Urban Decay. This is really not the last time that I do this step. Now I'm going back to my Sultry palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to do my lower lash line. So first I am taking Twig with the Y something from Morphe. I think that's his name now. And I am going to apply it all over my lower lash line. This color is so intense. Damn, I didn't even apply that much. Okay, so now I'm just taking this Taupean, which was this really dark brown, and I'm using the M210 from Morphe, which is this flat brush, and I am going to sort of tight line my lower lash line. So I feel like that's enough eyeshadows in the lower lash line. So now moving on to eye pencils, I am taking this one, which is the DIOR waterproof eyeliner pencil in their black shade, and I am going to use this in my top waterline. This will just help making the lashes look more full and just to intensify. And for the lower lash line, I am taking the one that I love so much. This is from Urban Decay, and it's the 24/7 Glide On eye pencil in the shade Whiskey. I'm sorry that I have to tilt my head down like this, but it's the only way. Now moving on to highlighter, I'm going to spray my face one more time just to make sure that my face is really humid to pick the product better. And I just remembered that I forgot again to apply bronzer along the sides of my nose. I'll do it later. So the highlighter that I'm going to use today is the same old one. You guys know that I love this. This is my absolute favorite, and it's the BECCA one, and this is in the shade Moonstone. To apply it, I'm using this large blending brush from Morphe. I like to apply it in this area and also in the apples of my cheeks, just to give my skin some more radiance. Now that the skin is a little bit drier, I am going back to the bronzer, and using this angled brush from Morphe, I am going to apply just a tiny amount of bronzer along the sides of my nose and also in the bottom. Now I am using this drugstore brush from Elle, and I am connecting this bronzer with my brow. Now that I've applied the bronzer in my nose, I am going back with my highlighter to apply just a little bit in the tip of my nose and on the bridge. I'm also going to apply a little bit of bronzer right underneath my lip and a little bit of highlighter on my cupid as well. Now I am just applying some highlighter in my brow bone, as I always do, and in the inner corner of my eye. To finish off my eye makeup, I am just going in with mascara. I am using the same one that I just did, and I'm just bringing my lower lashes back to life. So I think the only thing that we're still missing is lips. So before I move on to lips, I'm going to spray my face one last time. Seriously, after doing this, my makeup is not going anywhere. Now for lips, I feel like Christmas really asks for a red lip, so I am using this combo. The red pencil is from Candice Bernice, and it's in the shade Vermetish, and this lipstick is from Sephora, and it's the shade 1. First, I am going to line my lips using this pencil. I just love how buttery these pencils are. Like, they are super easy to apply, and they are not aggressive on your lips. This is my favorite formula so far. So now moving on to the lipstick. I really love this lipstick. The formula and the shade are just amazing. Hi, I am back. I just finished applying lipstick, and this is what the full makeup looks like. I really love this makeup look, and honestly, this red lipstick is just giving me extra Christmas vibes. So yeah guys, I hope you like this makeup as much as I do, and if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, don't forget to leave this video a like and also to subscribe to my channel, because as I always say, it's an amazing way of helping me grow my channel and just overall supporting me. So yeah guys, I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!